So we're going to be talking about the second part of the first assignment for graphics for illustration. And I'm going to have a little fun here. First off, I need to move over to the second artboard. So I'm going to hold down the space bar to get the hand tool out, and I can just drag over here. The other thing that I could do is I could have just zoomed out and zoomed back in using keystrokes. Like I said, by the way, if you hold down the Alt key and move your wheel mouse, you can do this as well. Anytime you're close in, you can always hit the space bar and move like that. Over here is the zoom tool and the hand tool if you want to use them. If you're desperate for punishment, right? So check this out. What I'm going to do, and you don't have to do the same thing, but you'll probably like this, is I'm going to take and show you where I grew up. So this is the neighborhood I grew up in, and this is the house I grew up in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this. So I'm going to use the snipping tool. If you want to, you can just use the you can type in snipping over here. Get that snipping tool out, and then just do this. So make sure I get my house, go like that, and take a little snip. Again, you can just make this up, but I figured I'd do something kind of fun. And I'm going to press copy right there. And I'm going to switch over. And if you're on a Mac, I'm sorry, you'll have to figure out how to take a screenshot. Just Google it. And then paste this in here. And I'll scale it up. You know what? I might want to take another picture. Yep, I'm taking another picture. So I'm going to go ahead and go back in there. Same thing might happen to you, so let me back up a little bit more. And once again, I'll get the snipping tool out. I'm just going to click this little button for the snipping tool that I happen to have out right there. And I'll go to New. And once again, make sure I get my old house. I don't have to get everything. I'm just going to go like that. Copy. And here we have it. Paste it in here. Very cool. Yeah, I went to Canton South. Lived on Faircrest Street. There we go. There we have it. So there's the old neighborhood. So what I'm going to do now is kind of show you how you could work on top of this. You know, what I suggest you do is just lock it. It really is just a layer. So one thing I would do is I'd lower the opacity, which is right here, or it's over here, see? And then just find it. See how it's got that little blue dot beside it in the layers panel, and just click lock. You could have also gone to object and lock, but I mean that seems like it's too much work. Now I'm not going to try and be like super specific on this, okay? That's not really my goal, but I will show you a little trick. So I'm going to take the pen tool. Yes, the pen tool. You might have thought, you know, hey, if you're going to do the roads, let's use the rectangle tool. But nah, don't bother. But actually first, let me do the green grass. It seems like there's more green grass than anything else here. So let's go like that. But you could also eyedrop out here, but forget that. I'd use a lighter color green. All right. But the thing is, you want to be able to see what's happening underneath. So you might be like, well, how do I turn that off? I have a trick you're going to learn that I do all the time. Okay, I want to try and teach it to you now. One way to do it is just to hit the swap button, and that just turns the stroke or the fill into a stroke. But I press Shift X constantly when I'm working. That way, you know, if I draw a shape and the fill's in the way, I can just press Shift X. The only trick is you can't have a stroke. You have to have an empty fill, so you can swap back and forth. If both these have colors in them, this won't work. But here we go. Check this out. You could use the line tool for this too, but I'll just use the pen tool. You guys have used it in the last class. I'm just going to go from the top here, work my way down, and then go this way. And this is going to be weird, but I'm going to work right back out. Click right there. Oh, wait. That is not going to work, actually. Let's just do this. Again, go all the way straight down here like that. Boom, just like this. And Then what I do is I control click or I go click something else. Then I do the same thing right here. I'll just have this road connect with this road. Just like that. And then I control click, press control and click to end it, or I go up here and select another tool. Now these other deals coming in, I'm gonna deal with them separately. So check this out. I'll pick myself a light gray or a medium gray, and I'm just gonna take that stroke and thicken it way up. And I'm going to go over here, and instead of doing the same thing again, I'm going to press the I key, and I'm going to click and thicken that stroke up just like that. So this is a great way to work. Makes life a lot easier. Now check this out. Press Shift X, and you're seeing that's what I got so far for the old neighborhood. Now, so this right here at my old house, but I'm going to teach you a trick. With the pen tool, the one thing you can do, you definitely can do, and I'm going to pick a lighter color gray, is you can just click around. Sorry about that. I had to pause because my office mate is, well, he's not my office mate. The office next door, the guy talks really loud. I think he has hearing problems, but I'm afraid to tell him. Not really afraid to tell him, I'm just convinced he won't listen. But let me get back to this. So I'm going to grab the pen tool. And what I'm doing is the easiest thing in the world. It's very, very easy, and I'm sure you did it the last class. That is just, rather than drawing shapes, I'll just make a shape. So for some of these driveways, I'll just click, just like that. You know? And here I am, just making these driveways. Big deal. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way across here. And all I do is click, click, and then whenever I go to close it, that should do it. Now, I don't have to be perfect about this. I'm going to press Shift X and check that out. Got a nice looking little driveway right there. Looks like this guy, man, these neighbors, man, they got some money right here. They didn't have all this stuff when I was there. I was the type of kid that would like walk through people's yards. You know, it was that time where I don't know if it was okay to do it back then. I guess I was just an annoying kid who would do stuff like that. But yeah, I'd have been snooping around their stuff. I didn't steal anything though, you know, in case you're wondering. Was my teacher a former criminal? No. I did break mailboxes once in a while, but not in my own neighborhood, because everybody knew me. I go to strangers' neighborhoods, and I suppose that's illegal. But I was young and stupid. Just don't tell anybody. Keep it secret, right? All right. There we go. Isn't this fun? Very easy to do. And I'm probably not going to finish this. Just kind of showing you what you could do. You're probably wondering in some cases, you know, why I'm overlapping these houses, and the reason I am is because it doesn't matter. You'll see why in a minute. But I'll just hit everything I can, everything I feel like I need to, just like that. Check it out. So we'll call that all the, well, I guess this driveway. Man, this guy's got one crazy driveway, doesn't he? All right. My driveway was gravel. It still is. The people that bought it did not. You know, my parents moved because my sisters kept moving in, and they thought they'd escaped them. You know, after they got out of high school, it didn't work. But yeah, they got it together now. All right, so I'm gonna go to Arrange and bring the front. I held down Shift and selected all these, by the way. Oh, no, I didn't. I held down Shift and selected these two things. And then I'll go to Arrange and bring the front, and then the street will be on top of all that stuff. Now check this out. Ooh, it's starting to look kind of fancy, right? That was Shift X right there. And now I'll do some of these houses. What was I doing right there? Let me fix that. Again, you can make some. You don't have to be verbatim perfect in these houses. But check this out. I'll build these houses. I'll get the basic shape of these houses. Why not? I'll do the trees last. I think I'll make all the roofs the same color. Let's make them kind of that ugly tan that I guess was popular at some point. Whatever. It's kind of like an orangey, dingy color. Yeah, there we go. Not everyone has it, but we're going to pretend like they do because we're lazy. I mean, I'm saying that we shouldn't be lazy, but we have to be a little bit lazy. I mean, this is just a quick assignment to try to show you that you get the basics here. All right. So that's my old house. This house is the house of the Diefenbachers that lived next door. Yeah, that was their name. I think that's German. It was weird growing up. My dad's name is Eugene. I'm named after him. And there were no Eugenes in school. But across the street, the Diefenbachers, there was a Eugene. And then his grandson's name was Eugene, and his grandson lived there. So there's 4 Eugenes between these two houses. If you yelled Eugene, all these guys would come running out. What? It was pretty weird. And at school, it's like, your name's Eugene? I'd never heard that before. And I'm like, really? You know, it was really confusing time in my life. All right, so let me get these houses. Now, you'll be glad you watched this video because, you know, most people, if you didn't watch this video, you'd be drawing boxes. That's what you would do. And you'd say, man, this is annoying trying to connect all these boxes. And it would be. So I spared you. Oh, I missed the driveway there. Oh, whatever. There was a guy over here. I don't think it was this house, but it was terrible. He like somehow ran over himself with a lawnmower. He was all messed up. We were all scared to see him because he like tore himself up. That's not even funny, but it was weird. I never, you know, I never saw him. Maybe just people were lying, you know, just lying to stupid young Eugene. But I don't know. I believed it. I was always looking for the lawnmower man. Okay. There's this house. This house looks fancy. I don't think it was there when I was there. I moved out in 1993, and it must have been 94. I graduated in 95. You're like, what do I care? You get the idea. Look, I did all the houses right there. And then we'll move on to the last part. For this last part, I'm going to show you another tool that you might want to try out. By the way, I guess I will do this one last driveway. This guy right there. Why not? Go like that. There we go. Perfect. And then I'll go over here. I'll press the I key for the eyedropper, and I'll copy this color. The other thing I could have done, you know, if I was really desperate, was open up the swatches panel and then save this color by clicking the new swatch button. It would just save the color that I have in the as my fill, and I could keep clicking on it over and over again. But I don't want to do that. And once again, I'll bring this to the front, arrange, bring to the front, and I think I'm just going to send this to the back. Or actually, I'm just going to press the control and the bracket key and send it backwards a few times until, you know, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's take a look. I'm going to select the box, and there we go. It's starting to work, you know. Now for this next part, for the trees, all this stuff is more organic, you know. So as you can see, it presents a little bit more of a challenge. Now, I totally suggest that you do this with with a tablet if you got one. But if you don't have one, you can definitely do it just with your mouse. It's just not going to be as much fun. And I'm going to teach you another tool that I would suggest for this one. Now, trust me, you can just draw a bunch of circles for this, but here's what I would do if I were you, is I would just grab the Blob Brush and get yourself a nice dark color for the trees, you know, and just start, and then press the bracket keys to make the blob, and this is the Blob Brush, not the brush. You use the brush, you're going to be in trouble. It's got to be the Blob Brush. just the bracket keys and get that dark green color. And then just start drawing the foliage. Just like that. There we go, see? Yeah, I'm going to make this real easy. There we go. It's a big tree. That's an old neighborhood. Ancient. By the way, I'll show you a little trick. You know, everything I draw here is the same thickness. But if I didn't want it to be, I could double click the blob brush. And I could say, okay, I'm going to set the size to pressure. And the variation, I'm going to take that up like that. So it's so basically this becomes a pressure sensitive brush. So it can get this small to this big. And I can press the bracket keys to make it bigger and smaller, and it'll just kind of adjust. But as you can see, I can get thinner and thicker whenever I press harder. How can we demonstrate? Thinner, thicker. Actually, it's not really set strong enough for you to be able to tell, is it? So I'll take the variation up more like that. Now you should be able to tell. Thinner, thicker. Wow. This is not working. That's weird. I'm too deep into this video to change it, so it normally works. What else can I tell you? I mean, it should work. I'm going to go up to 30. I'm going to go this high. Come on. Nope. It is not working. That is weirding me out. Well, whatever. I'm going to keep going. Trust me, it should work. That's all I can say. Oh, my computer is breaking down. I'm not doing anything right now except my computer's just acting wacky. Alright, there we go. It's got a mind of its own. Alright, my computer is frozen. Let me give it a second. Come on, computer. You know what? I think this has something to do with me taking the variation up too high. My poor computer is getting emotional, I think. Well, I can't zoom in and out either. Well, this is awkward. At this point, this is like one of those points where I probably should have set this all along, you know, save it, and say a prayer, you know, that's what you want to do. So I'm just going to save this thing somewhere randomly. I didn't really plan on keeping it, because I do this a lot for a lot of my classes. When I save it, I'm going to save it as the newest version. It happens to be 2019. I don't know what's going to be when you watch the video. And then I'll close it, and I'll reopen it. And I'll just hope that this worked. Because if not, I'm going to shed a tear. Oh, actually, there it is. Look, it's my recent document. So that's nice. Open it up. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's go over here and see. This isn't working now. I'll eyedrop this green. Go back to the brush tool. The blob brush, that is. Which is Shift B if you look there. And there we go. I got to wonder. Maybe I'm testing fate, but look, pressure sensitivity is turned on. Is it working now? Is it working now? That's my question, you know. No, it's still not working. That's irritating. Alright, so I'm just working my way around, making a bunch of pretty much splotches. That's what I'm up to. You might be like, why didn't you just use that for everything? Don't use this for everything, because it's lazy. Houses are not organic like this. I mean, there's organic houses. You might be like, wait, well, what am I talking about organic? I just mean shapes that look like they were made in nature. Houses are geometric, so that's the way they should look. Trees are definitely, you know, super organic. They just look kind of random. Which is cool. Can you believe this is what birds get to see? It makes you wish you were a bird. except for the short lifespan and having to, you know, what do they live off of? The birds. I mean, what do they live off of? I mean, think about it. Oh, somebody's contacting me. Let's ignore that. Hi, Dylan. That computer is crashing again. Hopefully it's not affecting this video. Well, I'm going to try to stop there if I can. Just, you know, I want to give up. Are you kidding me? I'm going to save this again. I just asked for a new computer. This computer is not behaving very well, is it? Let's open this thing back up. Press Shift X. Take a look at it. Alright, so there's the old neighborhood. Could I do better? Could I do more stuff to make this work? Sure I could. You know, there's a house missing there. This and that I haven't created, but you get the idea. Again, we're learning a ton, right? And that's the goal. You know, that's the purpose of all this stuff. So hopefully you found this helpful. In fact, before I stop talking, why don't we talk about how you save this stuff? First off, you got to save it, of course, which I already did. And then you go to File and Save As, and you choose PDF. When you save your PDF, one thing I asked you to do to keep the file size low is to choose smallest file size. What that does, it'll turn your layers off. See how it says right here? It unchecks all this stuff. Preserve Illustrator editing capabilities. You know, it gets rid of all that. Then you save the PDF, and that's the thing you upload to me. All right, I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll talk to you later.